Back, ladies and gentlemen, to Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the Virtual Cup Series qualifying series. We're just getting qualifying done here. Currently, you got the 48 of Tyler Marble on the pole with the 28.141. Set to do 150 laps around Charlotte tonight. Make your picks now. So far, 12 people have locked in a time. 13 now. I'm going to assume that most people here are looking to lock in a time to better their position in pit box. Current weather is 64 degrees. The track is 66 Fahrenheit. Got a few minutes left in qualifying. Let's see. Dennis, you got anything to say before this race starts?
Well, other than that, it should be a good race. Looks like we got a bunch of fast guys, and they've been hustling in practice, making their final adjustments, and I think we're going to see a good show tonight.
Yeah, I definitely think this will be a good show. This cup package is going to make a lot of excitement here in the first few laps, especially with these guys side by side. Should be hard racing. We got a new guy on pole, 34 machine with a 28.055. That'll knock down Tyler Marble down to second. It's only about a minute and a half remaining before we lock up the grid and get to racing.
Looks like we got Tyler and Jeffrey Marble in the top three. They're actually father and son, which is pretty cool. You don't ever see that too much in iRacing.
Yeah, you don't usually see that. That is pretty cool. Hopefully they can come out here with a good finish for both of them. That would be a special event. I'm sure for both of them.
We have 30 seconds left until they're starting the grid here, and we'll be able to get underway.
Yes, we will. Right? I guess, who do you think is going to win tonight
Well,
based on practice and qualifying?
based off of everything I've seen, the 48's definitely a favorite. I would say the 34 is a favorite. Basically, anybody in the top 8 to 10 cars, I honestly think could probably come out and win tonight. I mean, strategy's definitely gonna be a big part. 150 laps. I mean, it's a long race.
Yes, sir, it is. And they added a tire limit in this series, so you are going to have, I believe, 4 sets of tires. Or 3 sets of tires. It's either 3 or 4 to start.
I think it's 4. Yeah, it's
4
4.
to change.
I
Yeah,
believe
so
so.
that'll throw in some pit strategy there. Maybe you see if there's a late caution and get a chance to use a set if you have them saved.
Oh
This is
yeah,
a
but
pretty short race, so
we might see a situation like last night in the actual Cup Series race where Denny Hamlin ran out of tires at the end, and the rain saved him, but we're not going to see any rain tonight.
yep.
Yeah,
But we still can have them overtime, so this will be interesting. Jeremy, you got anything to say?
yeah, so it's 5 sets of tires, 1 set being the ones on the car, and then 4 sets of rights, 4 sets of lefts thereafter.
All right, you heard it there. So limited tires means strategy is going to come down to it. Looks like we got almost everyone gridded. Gonna
Good luck, everybody.
get this thing under green here within the next 2 minutes. Running down through the lineup on pole, you got Nick Ramsey in the 34 machine, followed by the 48 machine of Tyler Marble. In the second row, you have Jeffrey Marble in the 51 machine, and Jeremy Marison in the 75 machine on his outside.
All right, guys. Good luck.
In
Have
the
fun.
third row,
You
you got
race, and may the best
Daniel.
man win.
I'm not sure how you say that last name. In the 6th machine. And to his outside, you have the 15 of Peyton Johnson. In the 4th row, you have Tanner Kaylon. I'm not sure. I can't say how to. In the 44 machine, and 36 of Morris G. Bogan. Pace car is rolling.
I like your numbers there, Nathan. They look good.
Looks like we have 16 cars that took a time in qualifying, and 18 cars in total, 2 which did not take a time. Through turns 3 and 4, the pace car will lead these guys and pull off, exiting turn 4, which then these guys will take the green flag and be underway for 150 laps. Pace car working its way through turn 4. Gonna take the hard left here, down to pit road. 34 machine on pole, he's gonna take the green flag here. Into the restart zone. Flagman has the flag in hand, and green flag in the air. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for a 150 lap round, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Gonna have an early pull away for the 34 machine. He's gonna get himself clear. 48 machine is gonna slide himself in second here while we got a battle for third. 51 and the 15. No, excuse me. 51 and the 75 side by side. Gonna get 41 is gonna get that advantage. Mostly single file here. The 75 is gonna slide himself into second, passing the 48 machine. It's gonna be a single file for about the top 10, just about. Got a few cars in the back, side by side, figuring out positions. Meanwhile, the 34 machine of Nick Ramsey is just going to lead these guys around for the first lap, followed by Jeremy Marison in the 75 machine. Hot on his heels. Single file basically through this whole field. We're going to have a battle for the lead here. The 75 machine is going to take a look into the 34, and they're going to be side by side coming off of turn 4. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be the 34 machine just by an inch or two. Still side by side going into 1. 75 is going to hit a little bit of that apron, get a little bit loose. That's going to allow this third place car of the 48 machine to catch up to them both. Meanwhile, the 34 is going to hold off the 50 or 75. And for right now, they're going to stay single file. 75 is still hot on his heels and is trying to find a way around the 34. They both have very fast cars coming to lap 5 out of 150. Single file throughout the top 10. Got a battle for, looks like 7th here, heating up. Maybe side by side. And give it to the 44 machine. He's gonna get clear of the 15. Meanwhile, let's go back up to the front where it's going to be the 75 putting pressure all over the 34's bumper. Hasn't gotten a run yet. He's going to need to get some sort of run if he wants to lead. Unfortunately, he looks like he does not have enough momentum. This draft here can play a big role. It can tighten up that car if you're right behind someone. But the 75 looks to be doing an excellent job so far of not letting that affect him too much. As well as 34 is also running about half a line up off that blue and white line, which is allowing that 75 to get a little bit of clean air on his nose, which is helping him rotate through the corners. You can see here the top 5 have broken away from the rest of the pack. 34 machine leads these guys to lap 8 of the 150 lap race. Boom. I see no incidents so far, which is good for the race and everyone in general. Guys looks to be running fast laps here, and the tire fall off is going to be huge tonight, so you're also going to have to save those right side tires, or that right front at least, and hope that you don't wear it too much, because if you wear that right front too much, you're going to start to push up a lot, and that's going to give a lot of way for these guys behind you to pass you. Looks like someone blew up. Is that the second place machine? 75 looks to be blown up. That's huge. You know, some of these guys might be running a little bit more tape than they thought, and it looks like he probably had a lot more tape than he wanted, and with him being behind that leader of Nick Ramsey did not help him. That's going to end his night probably early, as I don't think you're going to be able to get back on track with that blown engine.
Definitely looks like he's out for the count here. Maybe he'll get repaired and get back out there. Meantime, though, the field is single file right now, spread apart, about 3 or 4 or 5 lengths apart from each other. And looks like they're just going to log laps, just get through the race. Hopefully we'll see some green flag pit stops tonight. And, yeah, Oscar, it's all you.
Yeah, like you said, this is a long race, so there's no urgency to go ahead and race each other too hard here in the opening laps. We aren't even on lap 15 yet. We're coming to lap 12, so no need to push it too hard. Don't want to take yourself out early. Again, unfortunate for the 75 who blew up. And the second pack that seemed to have pulled away is catching back up. As well as we're going to have a battle for the lead here, looks like. 48 has it closed all over this 34 machine. The 34 machine looks like he's been pushing up a bit in 1 and 2. Probably more than he would like. Maybe a little bit of using up that right front too much. But that 48 is all over his bumper, and I'm sure he wants to get the lead. But like we said, long race. This is gonna need to be patient when making these passes. Don't need to take anyone out too early. Side by side down the backstretch. Here comes the 48 into 3 and 4. We're going to have a side-by-side battle for the lead. 6 car is going to be behind them both. Just patiently waiting, I'm sure.
43 is blinking
I don't
hard.
want to push either of these guys too hard and take all of their chances out. 48's going to lead that lap this time by. Still side-by-side going into 1. The 48's going to get a big round on the bottom. He's going to clear himself. 34 is going to fall back to second. And now make that a 5-car battle. All under a blanket here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can see that 6 is running as low as he can to get that car glued to the bottom and get a good exit. And that's what he's going to do here. That 34 is fading quick. It looks like he probably used up his right front a lot more than he wanted to. So we're going to have a battle for second here. The 34 is going to fall way back. He's going to lose third here. Possibly even fourth if that 44 machine can get around him. But they're still side by side battling for third position here. 51's going to slide up a little bit. He has to get on with the gas to avoid making contact with 34. But that's going to allow more guys to close in. You got 5th, 6th, and 7th all right there under the blanket, ready to pounce. Meanwhile, 48 machine has checked out a little bit. He's about almost a second, maybe half a second over the second place as number 6 of Daniel. And the battle's on for third place here. Now I don't know what the tire or the pit window is, so that's going to be something to look out for, but I'm sure we're going to get a few of those green flag stops in here soon if we don't get a caution.
I think the fuel run is actually around 40 laps. You might see some guys come in lap 35. You might see some guys in 40. The earlier you come in, the better off you'll probably be.
Yeah, a lot of time can be gained if you come in a little bit early, but then if you get a long run like we are right now, you might fall off a little bit harder than, you know, the other guys who pitted later. So that's just, again, what you're going to have to take, and obviously you can make adjustments during these pit stops as this is an open race, but it's, you know, it's all going to be something you have to manage. 34 is getting pressure from the 15 and the 9. He's falling way back from starting on the pole. So you can clearly see he's probably used up a little bit too much. 34 is going to get right on the 15's door. 15 is going to have to lift out of this, and we're going to keep this battle up for maybe a few laps. Looks like 34 actually got a good run here. He's going to pull away a little bit from the 15. Up in that higher lane, mid lane, trying to get a good run. Obviously, he probably is having issues running on that bottom line like we saw him earlier when he was pushing up. But he's able to manage and hold on to 5th position as of right now without pressure.
We're on lap 20, and looks like the top 4 is actually finally starting to get settled here. They're all spread out. They're starting to pull away little by little. The tires are starting to wear out. The cars are starting to move around more. I mean, you know, what's going to happen here? You know, is there a caution going to come out, or are we going to go green the whole race?
Yeah, you can definitely see who's managed their setup in tires. You know, looks like these guys that are pulling away now have set their cars up for a longer run versus probably the 34 who either used up his tires or isn't set up for that long of a run. But those top 4 have really pulled away from these 3 back here racing for position. Gonna have the 9 taking a look inside to the 34 machine. 34 machine still running that midline all the way around. 9's going to clear himself. He is going to move up to 6th position now. Excuse me, 7th, I should say. Nope, 6th. I was wrong.
How about that paint scheme on the 15 car? That looks pretty neat.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool paint scheme on that 15 machine. Hopefully, you know, he can get it up there. I'm sure he's trying his hardest right now. Nothing too serious going on in the pack. And as soon as I say that, we got a battle for 2nd. 6 is way up the track. He almost scraped that outside wall. Gonna have the 51 machine move up to 2nd here, and that 6 is gaining pressure from the 44 machine of Tanner. Gonna see if he can get a run off the exit here, get his nose inside, and he does. Giving him plenty of room through the quad oval so they don't wreck each other too early here. 6 machine way up against the wall versus the 44 way down on the bottom. 44 is gonna get that position easily. Meanwhile, you got the 9 machine who has passed the 15 car. Started 11th, he's up to 5th. Looks like he's got a good car here tonight. Gonna be one to watch here as the run goes on, as it looks like he's gaining position and time on all these guys. Meanwhile, up front with the 48 machine, he's just checked out. He said goodbye to the field, running some pretty fast lap times. Got a 1.5 lead over 2nd place.
How about
Has
this,
nothing to
though?
worry about.
2nd place, that's his father running behind him. That's father and son right there, 1-2. That is pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is a sight to see that you don't really see often. And I'm sure they're hoping to finish like this. Maybe, you know, reverse roles depending on who you ask. But these guys seem to be bringing a lot of speed right now and doing pretty dang good. But don't count out that 44 machine, as he is sticking right with them. Looks like we're gonna stay single file here throughout the top 6 at least, who have basically pulled away from the rest of the field. Don't have really anything to worry about. Your pole sitter in the 34 machine has fallen back to 7th. Probably wanting adjustments or a caution soon, but you know, as you said, long race, gonna have to hit at the right time, not lose too much track position going on to this race forward. Got a battle going on for 6th. Looks like the 34 machine is all over the 6th bumper. It's gonna stick a nose inside going into 3 and 4. They're gonna be side by side battling, coming off the turn 4. They're about even here. Gonna see which one can get the run going into 1 and 2, getting it off of the exit of 2.
The 6 seemed to save stuff there a little bit, or the 34, I mean. He seemed to have saved a little bit, so maybe he can get back to the front.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to clear him. He's not going to be clear enough. However, on the backstretch, that 6 is going to be able to just stick right with him. Now he's going to be able to clear himself going into 3 and 4. Hopefully, 34 can get back up there after falling way back. That's going to allow as well the 36 machine and the 29 machine to catch up to both these guys here who are battling. 36 machine has a fast forward, looks like it. He's gonna get in bad with the 6 car and gonna hopefully try and pass him here off the turn 4 with the bottom side run. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna clear him as well as the 29. Here comes the 29 looking inside of the 6 car. It's gonna be for 8th position, 8th, 9th. 10th positions are being sorted out here. 29 machine on the low line, while the 6 is mid lane, and the 36 looks to be half a lane up off the bottom line. So
it's starting to look like these 36 cars and 29, they're both starting to move up through the field. Maybe they were actually saving this whole time, and they're gonna make a back run here and try and get up into the top 5.
Yeah, that indeed. It looks like they were saving, at least from our point of view, because they are some of the fastest guys here, as in the last few laps. They've been closing in on the 34 machine and have pulled away from the 6 machine. However, they are a little bit under 7 seconds behind the leader, so they're going to probably hope for a caution to catch back up, unless they can somehow close with this big gap that they have between themselves and the 48 machine.
So within the next 6 laps, I expect the leaders to start pitting. It could be a little bit past 40, or it could be a little bit before. I'm not exactly sure, but we should see some green flag pit stops here shortly.
Yes, that indeed. We're closing in on the pit window, or I should say, we're coming up on the pit window. We will probably be dealing with lap traffic here within the next 20 laps, as the leader continues to set these fast times and close in on the back half of the field.
Yeah,
now they're single file.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
They started running mid-28s here at the beginning of this run. It looks like they're running mid-30s, so they've lost 2 seconds in the pace, and that's just the leader alone. That's just crazy.
Yeah, these tires are going to play big role in tonight's race. You know, if someone decides to come early, you know, just about everyone else has to follow the leaders. Because if you stay out for too long, you're going to lose lots of time on track.
Yeah, that's 2 seconds a lap right there, if not more, if the tires fall off even more.
Yeah, these guys gonna need to save them tires, but looks like this 44 did a good job at saving those tires as he's closing in on these front 2 here. So is the 51 closing in on the 48 machine. See if we could possibly get a battle here fairly shortly. But as of right now, they're single file, giving each other plenty of room. Not trying to push the issue here too early.
Well, you know what they say, Oscar, the older the wiser, so you got that guy in the 51 car. Yeah. He brought that leader into this world, so he might have some stuff up his sleeve here that he didn't share.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be something to watch out for as this race goes on, and then we get closer to the end of this race. You know, see what these guys can do, and see what tricks they have up these sleeves. However, the 44 is getting a good run here, going into 1 and 2. He almost took a look inside the 51. However, he did not get a good chance to actually do anything with that run. Gonna go low here and see if maybe he can get a run off the exit of 4 here. Fortunately, it looks like he's not going to be able to get that big of a run. However, the 51 is. It's going to be all over the bumper of the 48 machine. Although I'm not sure if he's wanting to race him for any positions right now. However, the 44 is going to get another run here. It's top 3. Better not look in their mirror as well, because that 9 car is slowly creeping into the picture. I'm sure he'll want to get to the lead here pretty soon. He's worked his way from 11th already up to 4th place. Pretty impressive here for only having done 40 laps.
36 car is making a move. He had started 8th place. He's gotten up to 6th. I think he fell back a little bit on the start there. So in reality, he's starting to pick up his pace. He's running just as fast as the leaders. He's actually just matching lap times, basically.
That's all you really need to do to have a shot here, as the 51 machine is going to get a good run off of 4 here. It's close enough to make a move if he wanted to, but it doesn't look like he's really wanting to currently. 44 machine, however, he's going to get a look inside the 51. They're going to be dead even coming off of turn 2. Got a car in the wall there, no caution, however. The 44 is going to clear himself, get into 2nd place here, and go after that leader, looks like. Meanwhile, the 9 has creeped all over the back bumper of these guys. He's been knocking at the door for several laps. He's just been slowly working his way up. Hasn't been making too much noise except for moving his way all the way up to the front.
The 9 is there. The 44 is there. Going for the lead. The pit stops are happening. We got people in the pack that are actually pitting right now. We had 3 people last lap. We'll see if we get any more takers here.
Yeah, they're going to have to assume that these leaders are going to see these guys pitting and going to follow them. We're not losing too much time. However, they do have a big enough gap to where they can stay up maybe a lap or 2 extra. As well as we got a battle for the lead here. The 44 is going to look inside the 48. They're both going to drift up a little bit. However, the 44 is going to get the better end of this. He's going to be able to rotate his car. 48 still on his quarter panel, and here comes the 9 car. He's going to make it a 3-way battle for the race lead going to 3. The 44 is going to clear himself from the 48, and here comes the 9. It's going to clear the 48 as well. Now the 9 car is going to look and see if he can go chase down this 44 for the lead. Remember, he's worked his way all the way up from 11th place, and he's had some of the fastest lap times here over the duration of the race so far. Hasn't been pushing it too much. Probably saved those tires a lot better than these guys have done. So he's probably going to have a little bit more tires saved. See if any of these guys are going to make a pit stop. We got a few slower cars ahead making pit stops. Meanwhile, these 9 and the 44 have pulled away a bit from the 3rd and 4th place of the 51 and 48 machine. So top 5 are still single file. Nothing really racy going on. You can see when these guys start to pit here. I'm assuming it's going to be soon.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of cars that are pitting right now. A lot of guys that are off the pace of the leaders are trying to catch up. So these leaders are going to be in trouble if they stay out any longer than what they are now.
Yes, indeed that is, and I'm assuming those 2 are going to come into the pits this time by, as 3rd and 4th place have made their way down pit road. Remember, pit speed is 45 miles an hour.
Looks like the
And you
9
don't want
car
speed here.
stays out. The 44 comes down. And then you got the 15 that's coming down with him. The 28, I believe, is a lap down. Looks like it's starting to shape up here. Strategy starting to play a hand here.
Yeah, it's just basically following the leader at this point, because once someone comes in, you all gotta follow them, or else you're gonna lose a lot of time on track. I assume no one's gonna play any big strategy moves as of right now. As you see the 9 come in, it's gonna slow it down to 45 miles an hour. Remember, it
And
can't speed
36 just headed into the pit, so that would conclude pit stops for everybody.
See who cycles back out to the lead here. It's 44 and the 15 are exiting pit road right now. 48 is coming out of turn 2.
Looks like possibly the 29 car might... the 29 car looks like he might have stole this one here.
Now we'll have to wait and see as to where the timing boards place everyone, but it looks like the 29 has gone in front of everyone who has pitted from those leaders.
Looking like an 8.5 second lead over second place right now. The 29 car, you got the 48 car in second, the 51 in third, the 52 in fourth, and the 9 running out the top 5.
Yeah, what a gamble. 29's gonna be your new leader here. Over the 48 machine, about 8.5 seconds. Definitely playing that strategy card early.
Looks like we have a battle between the 48 and the 51 for the second place here. Unless they're just trying to save tires and catch the leader here. Looks like we got a 3-way battle possibly for second place.
Yeah, that's what I assume. I assume they'd try and work together somehow and not push their tires, try and go chase down that leader. I mean, they've closed in about half a second with these newer tires, but it looks like they're going to challenge each other for position here. 51's going to take a look inside the 48. 48 looks like he's going to let the 51 by. They're going to go continue this chase down for the leader. We got a new name up here in 4th place, Robert Montgomery. All the way from 14th.
Let's talk a little bit about Robert Montgomery.
Yeah, new face here in the league here. I think he's looking to do some sponsorship work over on the Virtual Cup Series side. He's definitely a quiet one, but he can work his way up and surprise you. So looks like he's pretty much doing what he needs to do as of right now, and quietly staying in 4th place.
Wow, back to the lead pack. Looks like the leaders are busy right now. Well, the leader, you got the 51 and 48. They're catching them. They're already down to 5 seconds behind them. So, no doubt the 29 came in 7 laps earlier than the rest. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. His times are falling a little bit off. More than 2nd and 3rd place guys who pitted probably after him.
He's definitely a second slower right now than 2nd and 3rd right now. So.
He's also dealing with lap traffic here, which could be slowing him down just a bit. So that's just the thing to keep out for, but it looks like 2nd and 3rd place are coming in a hurry as he continues to battle with these lap traffic cars.
We're getting ready to have a 3-way battle here tonight.
This time by, it's a little less than 4 seconds. 3 seconds, I should say, actually. 51 machine is coming, as well as the 48 and the 52 and the 9 car. 9 car is actually going to go past Robert Montgomery as of right now. He's going to move himself up to 4th place. Remember, he was a fast car on those longer runs, so if this thing goes green, you can probably see him catch back up and take that lead again. Meanwhile, the 51 keeps getting smaller and smaller. Gap over the car behind him, or in front of him, I should say. Less than 2 seconds, closing in on about 1.5 seconds. 29 machine seems to have used up all of his stuff right now, and I assume he's gonna not put up too much of a battle here when the 51 comes. Doesn't look like he's gonna put too much of a battle. The 51 looks inside, gonna be side by side going to turns 3 and 4. 51's gonna easily clear him as he has the fresher tires as well as a 48 coming to his inside. 29 almost got up into the wall. He had to lift quite a bit, but that's gonna allow the top 2 of the 51 and the 48 to get by him. Currently have 12 cars on the lead lap. You can see a few slower cars ahead of this 51 machine as he's closing in on that 24 car. And a few more cars ahead of him. I don't think they're going to cause too much of an issue, but they could if they really wanted to stay on the lead lap. But again, this is a early stage of the race right now, and I wouldn't expect to race the leader too hard. Can you run down on the top 5 here quick? 51 machine of Jeffrey Marble, currently in position number 1 after starting 3rd, showing a lot of speed here. He's led quite a few laps already. Moving back to the 2nd place position of Tyler Marble, who has also led a handful of laps and is doing quite good in this race for having this be the first race overall in the series. Moving back to the 3rd runner of Justin Colt. Had a fast race car in these long runs. Been able to close in that last run on those leaders and basically take that lead away. However, it looks like he had a slower pit stop and lost a little bit of that track position. So right now he's probably just managing those tires and he's going to work his way up quietly. In 4th position, we have Jeff Burton in the 29 machine. Remember, he pitted a lot earlier there than those 3 guys ahead of him, so he's on a little bit older tires and is a little bit slower than everyone around him, basically. But he's holding on to that 4th place and is managing what he has so far.
After starting 18th, man, that's running 4th this early in the race. He definitely had a mission to get up there and get into the top 5 so you can be in a good points position.
Yeah, definitely. You can gamble here. It's just going to be, if this works out, if this can work out for him throughout the whole race, because he will probably, if this thing goes green, he'll be on a lot older tires than most of these guys. So I'm sure he's hoping for either a caution at some point so we can get on the same strategy as everyone around him. Directly behind him, though, we have the 44 machine. He's actually going to be looking inside of the 29 machine. Remember, he has a lot newer tires. That's going to move him up to 4th and Jeff Burton down to 5th.
It's really nice seeing this being a new league. Everybody's new with each other, so they're actually leaving each other a lot of room. And you really don't see that on iRacing much. You see a lot of aggressive driving in the official races and whatnot. But these guys really seem to have their heads on their shoulders. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, the racing so far has been great, and we've had a lot of side-by-side battles here on track early on, which have been entertaining to watch, and I'm sure it's a good show for everyone watching out there, as the 9 and the 48 are going to go by the slower car, the number 4 machine. The 9 machine, however, putting pressure on that 48 machine. Remember, that 9 car was super duper fast on these longer runs. And I'm sure if he's able to get by the 48 machine, he's going to go try and hunt down 51. See how long it takes 9, but still early. Takes patience. Gonna get inside here. Gonna drift a little bit up the track. He's gonna need to get out of the throttle a little bit. Still able to get a good run down the back stretch. 48's gonna get the higher ground here. Pull away a little bit. 9 still running up bottoms. Right on the white and blue line, while the 48 is trying to basically taking a larger apex into the turn. Gonna keep the eyes on this battle for second place right here. It's gonna be heating up here in the next few laps. 9 machine is all over that 48 machine. Gonna take another look inside here. 48's gonna kind of come down and take a little bit of that air off the nose. Try and slow that momentum that this 9 car is gonna get. Doesn't look like it hurt the 9 car too bad. The 9 car is gonna go up a little bit this time. Try and search for a little bit cleaner air. See if maybe he can get a good run off the exit here, and yes he is. He's gonna get inside of the 48 on his car panel. They're gonna be side by side going to turns 3 and 4. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. Now it's gonna send the 48 into the wall. He saved it. Good save by the 48 machine of Tyler Marble. Unfortunate for him, but what a nice save. He didn't scratch it up too much there. At least I don't think he got into the wall at all. That was a...
Yeah, he definitely held on to that one. But you know, that's just the racing deal. They're going from the same line there, it looked like, and they just came together. I don't see any aggressive driving, to my knowledge. The 48 did have a little right side damage before all that, so that could have messed up his setup a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like the 9 car just came up a little bit under that 48, as well as the 48 was. He wasn't really coming down too much, but he was trying to get a turn off the exit there. Thankfully, didn't end in a crash for either of them. 48 did a great job at hanging onto that car. I'm sure that's going to affect the 9 car now, though. It's going to slow down his momentum to go get the 51. Well, the 51 has about 2-second gap over the 9 car. Meanwhile, let's go back into the pack, back to the 29 machine of Jeff Burton. Getting pressure from the 44 car. Started on pole, remember? And he's fallen back to 7th, but it looks like he's trying to figure some stuff out. Maybe made adjustments on that last pit stop to work his way back up to the front. He's going for 6th right now. See if this will work out for him. He's going to use the upper lane, middle lane here. Going to clear the 29 machine, move himself up to 6, try and go hunt down the 15 machine right ahead of him. Actually, it looks like the 29 machine is going to be pitting here. So you can see he definitely came down earlier than any of those leaders, which is why he's got to pit right now. Probably said these tires are scorching hot and he needs some new tires, which I wouldn't blame him for that.
Everybody pitted by lap 45, so figure this guy's probably pitting every 35 laps or so.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there. Just see if he used the right strategy to fall off the win here later on. Remember, these guys have limited sets of tires, so if we get a late caution and he's out of tires, that could have hurt him quite a bit.
Yeah, just think though that he had an 8.5 second lead earlier. This could come down to a 10-lap run at the end, and you know he'll be so far in front, nobody will be able to get to him by the time the race ends.
Yeah, that is true. That is probably what he's really hoping for right now.
It's kind of like how at Auto Club, me and you were battling first and second, and you pitted a lap earlier than me, and you ended up 10 seconds ahead of me. So I thought that was an interesting strategy.
Yeah, that, you know, these tracks with these packages, they use up a lot of that right front, and you know, any advantage you can get by pitting early, you know, it can really help out, but it can really also hurt you if you pit too soon. Because if everyone pits a lot later than you do, then you're gonna be out there for maybe 5-10 laps earlier than the field, and they're gonna close on you once they come out of pit road with those new fresh tires. So it's just something you gotta manage and not pit too early or not pit too late on. See, this 34 car has caught up to the 15 car. Not putting too much pressure on the 15 as of right now, but he is there and he's probably in his mirror. And the 15 is probably aware of this, and he's probably trying to push a little bit harder to keep that 34 right behind him. However, he's going to drift up high a little bit, and that 34 is going to go right down low. So that's going to move the 34 up into 5th position. 15 might have gotten a little bit loose there. I heard him trying, or at least I heard him get out of the throttle there coming off the 4. Although I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like to me.
So after the 29 pitted, he is now a second faster. So he's gaining all this time right now. There's no saying how far ahead he's probably going to be in front of the leaders here once everybody pits again, which should be in the next 10 laps.
Yeah, we are definitely closing it on those pit stops once again, and the 29 looks to be, even though he's 1 lap down right now, he's gonna get that lap back and probably have a lead like he did last time.
The 9's starting to wheel in that 51 car.
Yep. He is definitely closing in on him quick. Or at least at a steady pace. He closed about a 10th that lap, and he looks to be closing a little bit more this lap. It's running a little bit lower line than the 51. The 9 is just about on the white and blue line, while that 51 is a little bit off of that white line, which is allowing the 9 to get a little bit cleaner air on that nose, probably helping him rotate quite a bit. 51 probably also used up his right front and can't really run that line like the 9 can. It's closing in quite a bit. He's going to get a good run off of exit here. Oh, the 51 got a little bit loose right there. You can see him wheel that thing off of 4. He's going to get a good run into the inside here. Be side by side going into turn 1. 9's going to run that bottom line, while the 51's going to be up a little bit towards the wall. 9's going to clear himself and just ball away from this 51 machine, just like last run, where he was able to close in on these guys as the run went later and later on. Again, he had the contact with the 48 machine, which kind of stalled him out a little bit and may have hurt the race car just a little bit. Doesn't look like there's any damage, but definitely set him back a little bit more than he probably wanted to. They are closing in on lap traffic here. Looks like the 28 car of Nathan Hall and the 5 car of Browning.
As laps go on, I'm seeing more and more people starting to duck down on the pit road. The 28 was just down. There's a few other cars that came down, so This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like the 15 car and the 44 car are on pit road right now, getting their tires changed. 44 is going to exit here, and the 40, or at least the 15 is taking a little bit extra time. Might have slid through the box or something. Unless he was just that far back, which he may have been. But I do expect the 9, the 51, and the 48 to be down pit road within the next 3 to 4 laps. I don't really see much of an advantage staying out too much because of those guys behind you closing in. But again, this is going to come down. You got several people on different strategies as to when they pitted. 29 pitted about 8 laps earlier than these guys, and he's going to have a big lead when these guys pit. Then these guys are going to close back on him.
He pit lap 74. We're on lap 87 right now. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be the leader when this is all done.
It's going to be depending on how much he's pushing right now, because the more he saves those tires, you know, the better of an advantage he's going to have over the long run. Versus if he tries and use it all now.
And I did notice he was saving tires, because the usual lap around here of fresh tires about 28.5s, 28.6s. He was actually running mid-29s. So he was just fast enough to be faster than the leaders, but he wasn't using all his stuff.
Yeah, he probably learned from the last run not to push those tires too early, because you saw him fall back real quick once the leaders, or once the guys who pitted later caught him. 15 is going to go around the 9 and get his lap back here. Or at least one of his lap backs. But it will be both of his lap backs when the 9 pits. A little bit surprised these guys haven't pitted yet, but you know, it's probably within the next upcoming laps. I guess they have nothing to worry about.
They're getting close on fuel here. They should be pulling down here anytime.
Yeah, and they don't really have much to worry about either. They got a 15, almost 20-second gap on 3rd and 4th, or 4th and 5th place, so nothing to worry about there. Here comes the 29, gonna pass, what would that be, the 3rd place over the 48, and he's gonna close in on the 2nd place car, who looks to be pitting. 51 is gonna come down pit road here, as well as possibly the 48. Yep, they're both pitting here.
This is going to be crucial for the 9 car. He's going to get stuck behind. But he seems like to have the car that will giddy up, so to speak.
Yeah, he's probably putting that into consideration as to when he pits and how long he stays out. But it looks like he's going to be pitting here, not giving up too much time. Probably learned from the last pit stop as well that staying out too long could cost him a little bit more time out on track.
Let's keep an eye on the 29 car and see. Let's see if he comes out in the lead here.
Yeah, look, he's passed just about everyone so far. Just gotta wait.
Oh, the 9 slid through his box. Had to back up. That's gonna cost him a little bit there.
That's not what you need towards the last 50 laps of this race. Again, we'll probably have to pit at least one more time if we don't get a caution. So it's going to set him back quite a bit, and that's not what he wanted, probably. Fortunate mistakes that you can't make this late on into the race.
Looks like the 29 is going to have a 10-second lead here. It's not going to be enough to keep himself in front of everybody, but he'll be out there for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely a lot bigger gap. Well, not a lot bigger, but at least 2 seconds over last time. Probably learned, like I said earlier, and probably trying to save those tires so he doesn't get eaten up too much on this run.
Looks to be the final 2 cars pitting, so that'll round off their second round of pit stops for tonight. We should be able to make one more pit stop and make it to the end. We're a little bit past halfway, 20 laps past halfway, so yeah, one more pit stop, they should be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, and it'll be a run to the finish. Probably have to pit with about 30, maybe a little bit less laps to go. See if anyone decides to play any strategy. Highly doubtful, but could become a play here. And 29 is going to cycle to the lead here.
As
again.
the 44 and the 34 take second and third.
Yeah, that is a switch up from last time. Again, these guys pit a little bit earlier and probably had better pit stops than some of the guys behind, like the 9 and the 51 possibly. They're closing in on the 29, which is not what the 29 wanted to see, but
I mean, it's
they're
gonna
coming
happen.
fast.
He had 15-lap full tires when everyone else got freshens, so it is what it is at this point. It's just a matter of how many laps to the end of the race is he gonna need. And will he make it because he pit early?
Yeah, that is another question you'll have to throw in there. See if he can make it to the end. I'm sure he can, but I guess it's going to be something that we'll have to watch and keep an eye on later on as this race progresses. However, the 51 machine has caught these guys, and he's past the 34. He's going to work on the 44 here. Try and get that second place and go hunt down that 29 car, who is just in front of these guys. The only thing separating these guys is the lapper here, who's going to give them plenty of room on the top. It's going to allow the 51. The 51 is going to use the 6 as a pick and get around the 44 car. And here comes the big run. 29, older tires can't really do anything here. He's just going to have to watch these guys go by on these newer tires. Can't put up much of a fight. It's not going to do any well for him.
51 definitely feels strong tonight. Looks strong.
Yeah, he's led quite a few laps here. Hasn't messed up on pit road. Done just about everything right so far.
The 9 fell all the way back to 5th place. He's about 3 seconds behind the 51 car, so he lost all that time by that little slide through the pits.
And they're stuck behind a slow car with 6. That's going to slow him up even more a little bit. And the 9 and the 48 are finally able to work their way past that 6 car.
Well, it looks like the 48's starting to come back, though. Maybe he's got that Jimmy Johnson magic.
Yeah. I have to see if he has any magic in here and is able to work his way back up to where he was at, which was about 2nd or 3rd place before these green flag stops happened. But that 9 pulling away from the 48 after the 48 got caught up trying to pass the 29. And that's going to allow the 9 to pull away and close in on the 34 and the 44 cars for 2nd and 3rd. And go try and hunt down that leader for the win. Or possible win. You can see how these tires make a difference here. 34 and the 44 pitted a few laps earlier than the 9 and the 48, and you can see just by those few laps of pitting a little bit earlier, it's allowing this 9 car to turn down a little bit more and get a little bit better grip. And it's creating these good runs that he's able to get underneath these guys coming off the turn and just easily go on by them on that low line. 48's going to follow the 9 here on that bottom. Going to pass the 29 or 34 car. It's going to work on that 44 right here. It's going to use that middle lane, surprisingly. You'd think he'd use lower line, but I guess middle line works for him as well. And it doesn't seem to affect him either, so he's going to go right on by for 3rd place. Meanwhile, the 51 he's just coasting away. He doesn't seem to be pushing it too hard. Doesn't seem to have too much dilemma with lap traffic. He's just cruising in his own little zip code right now. Again, you don't need to push it too hard right now. Still got a little bit less than 50 laps to go. Still a long ways to the checkered flag. Don't need to get caught up in anything right now. Just let the race come to you and let everyone behind you make the mistakes. 43, slow car. It's gonna go a little bit higher to give the 51 room. Not gonna put up any battle. Currently have 9 cars in the lead lap, I should say. And the last car in the lead lap is going to be the 36 car, who started 8th, worked his way up a little bit, and has just really stayed around the 9th to 10th position these last handful of laps. Hasn't really done anything. It looks like he's gotten into the wall or gotten into somewhere. He has a little bit of left rear damage and a little bit of right front damage. Could be possibly hurting his car, which has possibly stalled him out as well. Going back to the 15 car that we saw up there. He's about 15 seconds back. He probably had an issue on pit road. He was right with that 44 in the 34 car earlier, so any mistakes on pit road can basically ruin your race, and probably something he's gonna bite his tongue on later looking back at. The 36 car we were just talking about, gonna go lap down to the leader, the 51. Doesn't look like the night he was wanting. Wherever he got his damage from looks to be hurting him. He's not running as fast as laps or good as lap times as he was earlier, which is unfortunate, as he had a strong car here early on. That's gonna move 7 cars onto the lead lap.
The 9 cars starting to wheel in the 51 here. Looks like his setup's starting to come to him here on the older tires.
Yeah, still a large gap, but he is definitely chipping away at that lead lap by lap. And like we said, this 9 car, he has a very good long run car. He's been able to close in right before these guys pit and just swoop away the lead. So we'll see how this goes over time, but he is just sitting back there, chipping away, doing his own thing, not letting that 51 get too far out of sight as we close down on these final laps, final 40 laps. Now you can see, if we go back to the 29, he is currently almost 14 seconds behind, and he came out, he's the one who pitted earlier than just about everyone in the top 5, maybe top 10 at least, and he's fallen all the way from being right up there to 13 seconds back. So I'm sure he's looking for a caution, is looking for something to get back up there.
Either way, that should be a really good points night for him. I mean, if he comes home 6th, I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, points night is all you need. But I'm sure he'd like to go for that win, or even finish 2nd to 3rd, more than a 6th place finish. Leaders getting into some lap traffic here. Nothing too big, doesn't look like anyone's gonna cause too much trouble. But lap traffic can hurt the 51's performance and nose. You could allow that 9 car to creep in even a little bit more. As I say that, looks like a 24. When he got in front of the 51, looks like it just made the 51 push a little bit higher and allowed that 9 car to close in about 2/10 that lap. So lap traffic can really play a role at these tracks, as well as with this package.
We got 2 cars that are still very close, maybe even 3. The 48, he's back up to 3rd, and I don't know. I think he's saving for the end of the race.
Yeah, you just can't make any mistakes coming on the pit road here. Any mistakes from this point on, and your race is done, basically. You saw that 9 car just overshoot a little bit, and that set him back quite a ways, and now he's going to have to dig a little bit harder this run to make up the time without burning up his tires too hard. So if you want a shot at this win like the 9 car, and you have a good long run car and this thing goes green, you can't make those mistakes on pit road like he did earlier. That's just going to end his race completely and not have a shot at catching the 51. But it looks like these two are working through some heavy lap traffic here. Some guys that just came out, some guys that are still out here. Looks like the 66 is going to make the 51 go high here. 66 is actually going to be pitting. Could have been dangerous for the leaders. Nope. Never mind, he didn't pit. Just trying to get out the way for these leaders. 9 car hasn't really closed in too much over these past few laps. Closed in maybe 1 to 2 tenths. Nothing major, but he's just creeping back, working his way steadily up through the front. Probably thinking about how he's gonna get better this time when he pits instead of overshooting and falling back once he gets back on track. I'd expect this 29 car to pit here soon. He's falling a lap down. Unless he did pit. It could be wrong. Yeah, it looks like he has pitted. So he's going to be... I assume he's going to be good, or somewhat good to the end here. Possibly. But he's on those new tires, and that means that within the next 10 laps, these top 6 are going to be pitting. That 9 car
came down lap 114, so he should be able to make it for minutes. That's actually, yeah, he might actually be short.
Yeah, it's gonna be something you're gonna need to watch. Yeah, our display says the fuel lap is about 50, or a full tank is about 51 laps. Which, you know, give or take, could save a little bit more, could use a little bit more. But that's going to be something he's going to probably need to watch out for if he wants to finish on the lead lap here and finish no worse than where he was at before, which I believe was 6th or 7th. So
where's Larry McReynolds when you need the guy, huh?
Yeah, right? Need our tire and fuel updates. And when the caution's gonna be. But so far this thing has been clean and green for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't had any extra cautions.
Yep, not a single spin that I've noticed.
Yeah, these guys have done a great job of keeping it clean so far. Putting on a heck of a race, and we're in for a good finish here. These top 3 can have good pit stops, and
it looks like we're starting to
this
see
thing
more
goes green.
cars on pit road. You got the 15. He just dove down for 4 tires of fuel. That's it for right now, but it looks like they're going to start coming in here.
Yeah, I expect to see the 44 and the 34 here soon as they pitted with the 15 about. Yeah, but it looks like the 44 is going to be coming in this time by.
Larry McReynolds in the booth.
What's our race analysis?
Well, looking at the past 10 races here at Charlotte in the Virtual Cup Qualifier, we have no clue when the last caution is going to be. But I will say this. The top 4, they need to pit soon. Nick Ramsey is on the oldest tires, pitted on lap 82. Everybody else is about 10 laps newer. Jeff Burton pitted on lap 113. And I'm curious to see where he cycles out, because normally he's been cycling out right there in P1 for a couple laps before he gets run back down. So we'll see if he cycles out at the right time. And keep in mind, everybody has one extra set on the rack still in case we get a green-white caution.
Yes, that is going to be something to keep in mind in case we do get a green light checkered here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in defect here. Very handy. And as we say that, the 34 is coming down pit road and he looks to have gotten in the wall. Has quite a bit of right front and right rear damage. Not sure how much that is going to affect him or if he's going to get any of that fixed. But he's currently on pit road. Top 3 still have yet to pit. Actually, it looks like all 3 of them are going to be pitting this time by. Remember, can't mess up now. Can't mess up now. If you mess up now, your race is not really over, but your shot at the win is over. That's not what these guys want. So no mistakes from the 9 team like last pit stop. The 51 team has been flawless on pit road tonight. Got the 48 coming into stall. Gonna take all 4 tires, 2 cans of fuel, and they're gonna be off and away. 51's gonna lead them off of pit road, followed by the 9, then the 48.
9 had a really good pit stop there.
Yeah, a lot better than last time. So that should help him out here over the run when he needs it.
He should have no problem catching him. He did what he did in the runs prior. This should be a good battle to the finish with the last 20 laps here.
Yeah, it's gonna be something to watch here. Those 2 have a lot of speed. One has it earlier on, the other one has it later on. And when those 2 combine, it's gonna be a mix of fun and hard racing, I assume, when it comes down to the end.
Looks like the 29 he's actually getting passed by the 48 cars, so that strategy really didn't work in his favor this time.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna help him out here, unfortunately, but as we said, could still see caution, and this could still end up as something that he could possibly win. If we do get a caution, that is. The 51 car coming up on more lap traffic here after a round of pit stops. Nothing too major, just 2 or 3 cars ahead of him, which should be easily get by. Here comes 36 machine, who still has to pit. He's going to come right across the track. Doesn't get anyone. It's going to lock them tires up pretty hard. Did he spin? Yeah, he spun coming on the pit entrance here. He hit the barrels. That's going to be costly. That is not what he wanted to do at all. That's gonna... Yeah, it looks like he just locked him up.
We're gonna watch a couple replays here of it. He's coming in across the track and he just drives it right into the barrels. Oh Lord, that's a mistake you don't want to make.
Yeah, that is a big mistake made out of the 36. Probably gonna end any good shot of a good finish here tonight, as he's missing his hood and nose here. It's like he's not going to get much of that fixed. Just going to try and go finish out this race, as we have about...
While we were distracted with that, it looks like the 9's starting to wheel the 51 back in.
Yeah, this race is going to get... It's going to come down to the wire here if these 2 can hang on to it. Remember, no mistakes need to be made. That 51 machine is here. He's in heavy lap traffic right now. That's allowing this 9 car to get a good run. Unfortunately, that 9 car is also going to be blocked in now. He's not going to have anywhere to go. Now they're going to move out of the way of the leaders. Fortunately, that 51 got caught up on lap traffic. And that's going to allow this 9 car to get all over his bumper, going to 3 and 4. The gap is now less than 2 cars. That 9 car is just waiting to pounce. They've got one more car ahead that they have to pass. Nothing too heavy like they just experienced, which is probably good for both of them, but it's probably even better for the 51 car. As you saw right there, that allowed the 9 car to just close in on the 51, and that lead that the 51 car had, gone. Completely gone. Third place car of the 48 is still hanging tough in there. He's not up there with the top 2, but he is still up here.
He's picked
probably
up
not
a second and a half since his pit stop.
See if maybe he can work his way up while those two battle it out. Although right now it looks like he's just kind of start out, kind of not start out. He's just running his own race right now, not pushing too hard, but not gaining too much. Coming down on the final few laps here.
Looks like the 15's about to go a lap down here, which will leave 6 cars on the lead lap. The 5 car being the final car on the lead lap there.
Yeah, these top 3 have really put on a show with how fast their race cars are. They have been flawless on pit road and have been flawless just about on the track. They've been able to pull away from the whole field, lap almost everybody here, and they have some pretty fast race cars. It's going to come down as to who has a faster race car here as we're closing in quickly on the remainder of this race. We're going to keep your eye here on the 9 and the 51 for the time being, as just about everyone else on the lead lap is single file, and anyone else battling is really a lap down and not really for position or causing anything. So might as well keep your eye on the battle here. Looks like our good fellow, the 29, Jeff Burton, has disconnected. Unfortunately, it looks like he's called his night. '51 and the 9 are going to experience a little bit more lap traffic before this race is over. 6 is going to almost pinch him down to the grass there. Last second gave him enough room. But the 51 is probably asking for these guys to get out the way, as there's just about 10 laps remaining, and they don't want their race to be interfered with anything.
It looks like the 29 car actually smacked the wall off of turn 4, and he just ended up parking it for the night. I guess that didn't help him out any.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He was looking to have a good run. He was playing a different strategy, but it doesn't look like it played out too well for him tonight. However, the guys that did play strategy are right here, 1 and 2.
About to have that good battle for the lead here with 15 laps to go, or 16 to go here tonight.
This lead that the 51 has over the 9, it's still about 3/10, about 3 car lengths. The 9, I'm sure he's trying to save something for the remainder few laps. He's probably trying his best to get any sort of run. It looks like he's searching right now in the middle lane, trying to get some sort of clean air on that nose. Unfortunately, the 51's also coming up on lap traffic here, which may slow him down just enough to get that 9 car the break that he needs to come up here and possibly either get around him or get side by side with him. So we'll see what happens here. 51 is just going to pull a little bit more, about a 10th of that lap over the 9 car. Looks like the 9 car is trying to get a draft up that slower car. '51 has all but taken that 9 car's lane away. And that 9 is trying to run just a little bit higher to search for any more speed that he can get. Although it is not over, he's still right there in case that 51 slips up or makes any mistakes. That 9 car is going to pounce. Coming down on 4 laps to go. 51. Oh, we're gonna get a caution here. Caution is out. Looks like it's for the 51 car or the 52 car. Looks like the 52 car just got loose and hit the wall right in front of these leaders, and he collects the 5. And that's gonna bring out a caution for in overtime, it looks, or green light checkered at least. If the leader's gonna pit is the question.
I'd imagine you're going to come down for some fresh tires there. Being on for the last 30 laps, I mean, there's no way nobody stays out.
We'll have to see if anyone plays any strategy with 2 tires or not.
That,
this
on
kid,
the other hand, will be interesting.
This is going to be a very interesting race.
Only 5 cars on the lead lap here, so.
Looks like someone hit the 9 car? Possibly? Yeah, the 9 car has a little bit of damage here. Someone got into him under caution. He probably not going to be too happy about that one, as he had just about no scratches on the car. Now he's got a little bit of right front damage, which could have hurt his car.
Looks like it was this number 66 that came in hot and didn't know the pace car was there. It looked like he tried checking up with the car in the wall.
Unfortunate for the 9. Yep, you got, looks to be top 3, top 4 on track. Gonna come down and pit. Whether they take 2 or 4 tires, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they take, as we're only gonna have few laps to remain when we get the green flag.
Looks like the 51. Oh, he was a little slow going into his box, but it looks like he still got it coming off the pit road. Whew.
Yeah, what a close exit coming off the pit road right there. That was less than a car. I think that he's able to beat the 9 car off.
Yeah, the 51 was very slow into his box, and I noticed how the 48 was right there, so this is going to be interesting. You got at least 3 cars that can win this race right now, and we're brewing in for a good finish.
Yeah, you're going to have the father and the son lined up here. And see if maybe they work together and try and help each other out here to a win, or at least try and get clear of that 9 car who has been fast as well. I believe that 15 car is Lucky Dog.
Yep, that's what it's looking like. Looks like a lot of the field wants their lap back, a lap back. And looks like we're going to have 6 cars on the lead lap here. Oh, nope, never mind. One guy just pit, so yeah. But we're coming on a green-white checker here, huh?
Yes, this is going to be a wild finish here.
Looks
I
like
assume
3 attempts, too.
see if they use all 3 of these attempts or if they're able to get it done in one. That's going to be the question. And I'm sure these guys are going to be leaning hard on each other and not give a lot of room. But these guys have done fairly good at giving room, so could be wrong and they could give each other plenty of room and just get it done in one. But I guess we'll have to find out and see who has the fastest 2.5 lap dash run.
Now, this league, this is important because if they go on and finish in a certain spot, I think it's top 12 or something. I'm not sure, but this is a qualifier into the virtual Cup Series. So that being said, you know, these guys are going to be trying as hard as they can because there's money on the line up there. They got sponsorships and all that. It's all broadcast usually at Max Speed TV. It's usually a great show every Friday night. So
Yes, that would probably be very big for some of these guys who are wanting to race their way into the Cup Series level next season. I'm sure each and every one of these guys is wanting to make it in, but as you said, only the top 12, I believe, make it in, so only 12 positions for 17 guys that started tonight.
I'm sure Larry Mack will jump in and fill us in on that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either, but we're gonna have the green light checkered here. Pace car is gonna lead him through turns 3 and 4. The 51 car is gonna be your leader here as we get the green light checkered. Watch out for that 9 and that 48 car as well. They've been fast as well all night. That 34 car might have something too. So you'll just have to watch for these top 4 cars to break away possibly. Pace car is off. Going into the restart zone. 51 is going to get on the loud pedal. The 9 is going to have a good restart as well on that outside line. He's going to be even with that 51 going into 1 just about. The 48 is going to help the 51, giving him a little bit of push going into turn 1. 9 car with no help. The 34 is going to get in there. The 9 car is loose. He saves it. Somehow he saved it. What a good save from the 9 car. Unfortunately, that's going to move him back quite a bit. That's probably going to hurt the 34 car as well. It's going to allow the 51 and the 48 car to get single file here.
Oh, they're wrecking in the back.
The 51 a bit loose.
No caution.
Got a race for the win here. They're side by side going into turn 1. 48 on the inside. The 51's on the outside. They're even coming off of turn 2 and on the back. That 51 is really loose. He's real loose. He's on the apron. He's gonna get passed by the 34 and the 44 here. It's gonna allow the 48 to just pull away here, and they're gonna get together in the back. 44 and the 51 here and make contact coming off turn 4. It's gonna send the 44 into the inside wall. Whoever your winner is,
right? Was that it?
yes, that was it.
That was crazy.
Talk about 2 dominant cars there at the end. The 51 and the 9. Both were not able to capitalize. Not allowed the 48 to sneak on by and get this win here tonight. Crazy finish for these guys. 48 is gonna burn gonna burn the house down here. He deserved it. Again, we didn't think he was gonna have a shot if this thing went green because of how far back he was from the top two, the 51 and the 9. But as we got the caution, he was able to come through and pull off his victory here tonight. So good job to the 48 car on pulling through. Your top 3 are going to be the 48 car, Tyler Marble, the 34 of Nick Ramsey, and the 51 of Jeffrey Marble.
What a race tonight, though. One caution, man. 150 laps, and they had one caution at the end. It was very clean all night. They were very patient, and I'm shocked, man. They never raced with each other, so you don't see races like that often.
Yeah, that was a very clean race performed by every one of these drivers for having the first race with them all together. Very impressed here in the booth. I'm sure they are very happy, as well as the admins. That was a show, and that was a heck of a finish to come down to. Again, congrats to the 48 on winning. That was something. And unfortunate for the 9 car, who had a very fast race car towards the end. Throughout the whole race, unfortunately did not secure it and was not able to bring it home. Hey Tyler, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Congrats on the win tonight. Made it right there on the green light checkered, all the way from 3rd. What was it like on that green light checkered?
Pure insanity. Just had to manage to get through the first few corners, make sure it didn't come out on me, and then once we got out of 2, because the car outside was loose like a goose, and got through there, and then just made sure I had held a pretty wheel, and then unfortunately for my father, he got loose, but good for me because
Yeah, it looks like your father got very loose those last 2 laps and was unfortunately not able to keep it full throttle and lost a few positions there towards the end. But still, overall good finish for him. He was able to finish 3rd. What were your takes on tonight's race overall?
overall, I'm pretty impressed. It was a pretty good, clean race. And that was a lot of fun, and probably should have ended up P3, but I'll take the win however you can get it, and looking forward to my next one.
Yes, sir. That is the attitude. Take him however you get him. Don't feel down about it. Now, this secures. I'm not sure actually how this playoff works, or if there is even a playoff or whatnot. But you have a win now, and that's one more than anyone else does so far. So, what do you look to accomplish during these next few races and overall during the season?
My take is just one race at a time, and just find the most optimum speed as possible, and just be consistent. Consistency wins championships. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yes, that is very true. Consistency does win championships and races. So, congrats to you tonight. You put on a heck of a show, and can't wait to see you next week.
Thank you, and I like to thank the admins for putting on a good race and letting us join the league. So always a blast.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining. We had a fun time watching, and I agree. Big thanks to the admins for everything they do and have done to put on this show and this league and recruit all these amazing drivers that put on an amazing race tonight. See if we can get our second place finisher up here. Unless he's not on the Discord. Don't see He is in here, so let's move on to third place. Yeah, it looks like that. So I guess that'll be it from us tonight. Put on a heck of a show here for the first race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 150 laps. Your winner, Tyler Marble. And we'll see you next week for another amazing show and another amazing race. Thank you to the admins who have created this